Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just going to do a quick sort of video on a review on my Audi A5's APR Stage 1 tune. It's something that a lot of people sort of comment on my other videos asking about. It's probably the question I get the most about the tune, so I thought I'd jump in, go for a bit of a drive and just sort of talk about it. So jump in and get a cold start while we're waiting. It always sounds pretty good with a cold start. So yeah, the cold start always sounds good on this car. Obviously once it warms up and the revs drop, it doesn't really do it. Yes, I have an airbag light on. That's because I had the steering wheel off and this bit off, and I can't reset it. But I'm due for a service in 600-700 kilometers, so I'm just going to leave it and I'll just let them reset it. So yeah, I just thought I'd make this video. A lot of people ask about the APR Stage 1 tune, so I'll just sort of take it for a drive, take you through sort of how much it cost, what I think of it, is it worth it, any downsides if there is any. But yeah, so stick with me, I'll get the car out and then I'll get cracking. So yeah, I just thought I'd make this video about the APR Stage 1 tune, and I'd just take it for a bit of a drive and just sort of talk about what I think about it. So I've had the tune for nearly a year now, probably 10 months, and it wasn't something I was originally going to do when I got the car, but then I sort of got stuck to modding it and doing other things, and tuning it was just one of those things, and I didn't really think it would have as much of an impact as it did. You know, everyone was telling me, you know, you sort of gain 70 kilowatts around there just with the ECU tune, and I, you know, haven't sort of been into cars for that long, and I didn't think it would make that much of a difference. But I can tell you, as soon as I got in it and put my foot down, I instantly could tell the difference. And honestly would hate to go back to what it was. But I think the main bonus or benefit that came with the tune was the throttle response. I remember when I first sort of had the car for a few months, was driving sort of, I'm coming up to a roundabout now. One sort of thing I noticed, you know, you come up to a roundabout and then you sort of put your foot down just a little bit just to get through the roundabout, and it's just a little bit slow to respond. Obviously that's the turbo lag and all that, but I just thought the turbo response and turbo lag was the biggest problem, and instantly as soon as I got the tune, that was irrelevant. It was so much quicker, and then definitely, you know, up to 100 speeds. It improved. I never did the numbers, I haven't had it on a dyno or anything like that, but definitely that's probably the main bonus. Also, I'm not driving too hard right now, so I'm going through some roadworks. I have had a resonator delete on this car with the tune, so it does make cracks and bangs on upshifts, especially in the lower gears. I'm not sure if those cracks and bangs, I've had a lot of questions about this as well, whether they are more emphasised with the resonator delete because of the tune. I'm not really sure. I would imagine that it has some sort of impact, but I really haven't been told that. There's no way of me sort of really to know, I guess. So either way, it was still pretty good way to get this car sort of more sporty. The tune I think cost me, I think it was around 1,200 Australian dollars. But APR do have a lot of promotions at different times of the year through their dealers who deliver the tunes. So sometimes I think you can get it down to about 900. So it is on the expensive side just for a bit of software when you think about it. You know, all they did was, when I had it tuned, was just plug the computer in and do this, a bit of that, and off I went. You know, no hardware was shown, so it does seem a little bit expensive, but I think that the power gain is just worth it. Yeah, you might not feel like you're getting your money's worth, because you're not actually really getting any hardware or anything. But I mean, like I said, as soon as I got in it, it was so obvious that it was way more powerful. And then obviously I got the resonator deleted maybe 3 months after that, so I did have it for a while without the resonator delete and tune. And yeah, I think the resonator delete was probably just the easiest option. I wanted the car to be a bit louder, a bit more sporty. As you can hear right now, I'm just cruising along. It's not screaming at me. You wouldn't even know it's got a resonator delete. But it's when you put your foot down and really want to hear it. So if I just slow down a bit, there's no one around me, I'll just drop it down into, I don't know, 3rd gear and then plant my foot and change up. You can hear those bangs. So that was only me going up to 100 there. So I think the resonator delete's one of the best mods you could do to this car. It cost me literally $150. All they did was cut out the resonator box and put a straight pipe in. That's all. I kept the muffler on the back. The muffler, I was told if you took that out, then you might get some drone when cruising down the freeway. So I kept that on. But yeah, overall, the APR Stage 1 tune, definitely, if you've got this same engine, and I know this engine's in some Golfs as well, obviously in a couple of Audis, but if you've got the 2.0 4-cylinder turbo, definitely if you've got the money to do it and you're looking for a bit more power and a bit more throttle response, then I wouldn't hesitate. Definitely worth it. Yeah, a little bit more expensive than it probably should be, but you know what, I suppose you get what you pay for. And in terms of reliability, I've had no issues in relation to the tune. As I said, I've had it probably nearly a year now. I have had a problem with the car, but that was non-tune related. So earlier this year, the car was turned off. I don't think I've ever really told the channel this. The car was turned off and I opened the door, and I just heard I heard a bang. The car wasn't on, the ignition wasn't on, just opening the door, and then there was a bang. And basically it went into limp home mode, and I had to drive it to the mechanic. You know, the turbo clearly wasn't working. There was no power at all. It was conserving its own engine, I think. And I got there and they said that the electrics had fried and the water pump had gone, and it was right on 120,000 kilometers. I'm on 129,000 now. That was right on 120,000, which is apparently right about when the water pumps do decide to go. So I didn't really know that beforehand, but that did happen, and that was a bit of an expensive fix, but you know what, it was done properly. I've done an extra 10,000 Ks now since, no problems. But that wasn't tune related. I did ask them, you know, is there a possibility that this is because of the tune? And they said, no, this happens on a lot of Audis, especially around the 120,000 K mark. So yeah, no problems with the tune. A little bit more expensive than it probably should be, but definitely bang for your buck. You get what you pay for. It's great. Pair it up with a resonator delete, and I think you really sort of just transform your car for a lot cheaper than what other people would. You know, you could go for a full exhaust, heaps of other upgrades, but if you're definitely looking for a bit more fun and a bit more noise and all of that, get the Stage 1 tune, get a resonator delete, and I think you'll be having a great time. So I hope that sort of just sheds some light on if you're thinking about it. I know a lot of people ask, like I said, a lot of people ask on my channel in my first video about the mods, you know, any problems with the tune, what's the tune like. So yeah, I think it gives you about a 70 kilowatt gain. I'm not sure on the Newton meters or pound feet of torque gain, I'm not sure on those figures. But yeah, definitely, like, I'll drop it back down into sport and plant your foot and it just goes. And you can hear those bangs from the resonator delete. So yeah, if you've got any questions, let me know. If you're not in Australia, you know, it might vary on price, it might be cheaper, it might be more expensive, I don't know. Things tend to be a bit more expensive here, it seems, so you might be on the lucky side. But yeah, any questions, let me know. If you've got any suggestions or any mods or anything you want me to sort of ask about or find out on or anything like that, let me know. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'm going to sort of upload a few more different videos on other cars soon that I've got sort of access to. So just, yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next video.